One day, a fishing boat docked at our camp. It was both salvation from hell and the gateway to a new hell. The sea was stormy all 5 days. The ship rocked almost 90 degrees. One night, I woke up from screams. People around were shouting Shahada, the prayer that a Muslim says before death. I thought that this was the end, so I was about to die. I said this prayer in a whisper, in bed, and closed my eyes.
So for me, when I see such a young man take a risk of his life, and I just want to give them anything that can be useful for their life. 4 a.m., my roommate wake me up and say, it's happening. I was like, wow, oh, the war is happening. And I looked out the window and there were fireworks. We walked for nearly 3 days to see a line of cars that will never end, with a bus, car.
Жить уже невыносимо, пролетают снаряды над головой.
The lady in train asked for 300 people maximum. There were 3,000 jumping on the train. So it was a chaos, like the Hunger Games. It was painful. It was like hell.
In Egypt, we lived day by day. My life at home was a hard routine. Every day after school, I worked as a loader. At night, I returned absolutely exhausted. I'd spend a few hours in bed and go back to school. This is not life. I felt a great responsibility to the family that needs to be taken care of. I realised that there is no future in my country. I'm already suffering at the age of 15, and what will happen next when I'm 20? My brothers and sisters grow up. They will need more. So Italy became the only solution. Everyone in Egypt is talking about Italy. For us to be there is a dream. Gradually I began to pay attention to the stories of my friends, that someone was able to realise this dream.
Because I've never felt really connected to Morocco. You can't express yourself a lot in Morocco without being judged. I always felt like I'm different. Some friends of mine, they were studying Ukraine, so I was really interested in the culture and the way they spoke about that country. So basically I was a student in Ukraine for the past 6 years.
On the holiday of Ramadan, I asked my boss for the day off. Later that evening, on iftar, I left home with 10 euros in my pocket, as if I was going to get groceries. I joined the people who were also planning to leave for Italy. We reached the border with Libya, where we had transferred. No, we were packed into 2 pickup trucks, 30 people in each. I sat in a half squat, like sardines in a can. We drove for a day.
So I went to the university, to the dean's office, and I asked, is everything okay? The war will start. They said no. The last night was I was really having fun with my roommate, and so we didn't really think about war. Everything was just like another day in Ukraine. When the war happened, that moment my life changed.
We then walked through the desert for another day, until we were detained by militants. They kidnapped us and took all our belongings. They asked my father for a ransom, 5,000 euros. Either your son goes to Italy, or he'll remain in Libya forever. Dad had no choice but to pay.
Then I had a shock, a few minutes shock to realize, hey, what's going on now? Then I was impressed by the fact that I'm not scared. And I hear bombing everywhere and fighting jets going above the house and stuff.
Afterwards, I was put back into an overcrowded pickup truck and sent to the coast, where there was a kind of camp made up of tents. There were 3,000 people there, from all over Africa. There were only 850 fit onto the nearest ship, and I was not one of them.
In Lvov, we managed to collect a group of people. We were 12, 13 person, and we found a driver to a place where you will take a train immediately to Warsaw. So we went there, and we find out that train takes you back to Lvov. So he scammed us. Then we asked people in that train station. How can we go to Medica, the name of the borders of Poland? I was like 30 kilometers from here. Do you know how much we walked? It was like 75 kilometers. I didn't sleep for 6 days.
They promised to bring the boats in 3 days, which stretched out into 2.5 months of cold and hunger. People began to sniff on the ground like dogs in the hope of finding food.
We hear bombings and people start to freak out and run, but for me, I found myself telling jokes to relax them. I don't know, I felt like that was my purpose, like to just make people feel better. Being a Muslim and a believer, I believe in God, and whatever happened, it can happen for you wherever you go. So for me, it was not like trying to hide from or run from death if I meant to be to die.
I've been afraid of water since childhood, even when my father took me for a walk along the Nile. But with God's help, I was able to overcome this fear. So instead of being a scared child, I helped other people on the ship, those who really needed help. To be honest, this distracted me somewhat. And besides, if the Almighty decided that I would die on this day, it would happen in any case.
We faced some challenges, like from Ukrainian soldiers. Pure racism. Like I heard something that I only hear in the movies. You are black, you will not pass. You look Arabic, you're dirty. And they beat black people. They beat them for fun. I went to the ambulance and I told them in Russian, мне нужна помощь, пожалуйста. А почему ты говоришь на русском с нами? Мы здесь в Украине. Мы не будем помочь. Она закрывает окно. I was like, just because I speak Russian now, I face discrimination. We crossed the international zone, went to Poland. I started to have hallucination. I was nearly about to lose my mind.
We knew our hell was over when we saw the Italian flag on a naval vessel off the coast of Calabria. This became a symbol of our second birth, a symbol of our new life.
حبيبي ايه يوسف ايكو يوسف We're working in the community service social to help refugees underage that come in an illegal way. We give them a place. My duty as an operator, trying to be closer as more like a brother, a bigger brother, like so they can feel more comfortable. I'm in charge of 2 apartments. 6 kids of 16 years old. They can stay with us till they make 18.5 years old, and then they leave the community. The time they spend with us, they need to learn how to be responsible, to go to school, and to work. Being a refugee helps me do a better job as an operator. I feel the same like them. Some kids, they suffered like they are under influence of a bad company. They go to smoke and drink and basically just take the devil's side. And I don't want them to do that, so if I can do anything just to be there, to stop them from losing that path, and more to focus on a good side of life, to achieve their goals, I would gladly do that.
Italy is a land of opportunity. I want to get a good job, get stronger, become financially independent, and leave my family here.
I just want to do my best as an operator to be a good model for this young man. So if they end up doing good in life and they achieve their goals, it will be one of the most proud moments of my life. I will be glad that I left a good impact in their life. I'm a part of their great achievement. I will be supporting, cheering from behind, and clapping for them. Well, I see myself in him because he reminds me of myself when I was 16 with big dreams. When I spoke to Yusuf, he have really big dreams. He want to make it. He's responsible. He have a good personality and strong personality. He knows his responsibility. I see myself in him, and I think he will have a bright future.
Having risked my life, I realize how strong I am and how independent I am, primarily from the opinions of other people. I will achieve everything on my own, despite any obstacles and challenges.